A new kind of bhakti in South India, Nayanars and Alvars. 7th to 9th century saw the emergence of new religious movement led by the Nayanars, that saints of the devoted to Shiva, and Alvars, that is saints devoted to Vishnu, who came from all castes including those considered untouchables like Pulayas and Panas. So we are here in South India. We can see the development of new bhakti movement or new what we can say new type of movement, that is those who are devotees of Vishnu as well as Mahashiva. Both group they are coming, and they are not considering they are from which caste, it is upper caste or lower caste or even from the untouchables, like that they are coming with the a new movement or new religious movement. And you can underline Nayanars means the saints devoted to Shiva, Alvars means saints devoted to Vishnu, and in this both group we can see the all caste people including untouchables, and some of the examples it is given Pulayas and Panas. They were sharply critical of the Buddhist and Jainis, and preached ardent love of Shiva and Vishnu as the path of salvation. And in Buddhism and Jainism, they are not saying like that Lord Mahashiva Shiva or Vishnu we want to pray like that. So these two groups they are criticizing Buddhism and Jainism, and they are preaching the true love to God of Shiva and Vishnu, that is the path of salvation, like that they are saying. They drew upon ideals of love and heroism as found in Sangam literature, the earliest examples of Tamil literature composed during the early centuries of Common Era. So the Sangam literature, in that this idea of love to God, that very clearly expressed. So underline Sangam literature. What is the main idea of that one? What we can see idea of love and heroism. Then and blend them with the value of bhakti, and this love and heroism that is coming together with value of bhakti. Nayanars and Alvars went from place to place composing exquisite poems in the praise of deities and enshrined in the village they visited, and set them to music. What they are doing, this Sangam literature, they are moving, or means in the Sangam literature people, they are devotees of both group, Lord Mahashiva and Vishnu. They are moving from one place to another place to the temples. According to that particular temple situation, they are composing the poems, they are writing the sentences, they are making the poems, and they are giving tune, and they are started to sing there itself. Then Nayanars and Alvars, there were 63 Nayanars who belonged to different caste background, such as potters, untouchables, workers, peasants, hunters, soldiers, Brahmins and chiefs. And the best known among them were Apars, Sambandar, Sundarar and Manikya Vasagar. And there are two sets of compilations of the songs, Tevaram and Tiruvakam. So the totals, how many Nayanars are there? 63. In that all types of caste people are included, and all the poems together they are made into two groups, that is Tevaram and Tiruvakam. And again in Alvars we can see 12 main Alvars are there. They are also from different backgrounds, and the best ones are the Periyalvar, his daughter Andal, and they are also having their own poems, and they are also composed that one, and songs were compiled in the Divya Prabhadam, and each group they have made many songs, and together they are making one group, and they are given the name. Then Between the 10th and 12th century in Chola and Pandya kings built elaborated temples that already we have seen in before lessons how the kings they were making the buildings structures not only in South India and even North India. We have seen that when we studied, and here we are saying about Chola and Pandyas. They made elaborated temples around many of the shrines visited by the saints poets, strengthening the link between Bhakti tradition and the temple worship. So these poets, what they are doing, these Nainars and Alvars, what they are doing, they are moving from one place to another place, and many temples was made by the kings to show their wealthy or their to give more fame to them. So they are moving from one place to another, from one temple to another temple. With that, the Bhakti tradition, we can see the good link between Bhakti tradition and temple worship. This was also the time when their poems were compiled. Besides hagiographies or religious biographies of the Alvars and Nainars were also composed. As the not only poems, they started to make the biographies, or means the religious biographies, means their life related to God, how it was, that is known as hagiographies, and or another name it is religious biographies, that also developing. Today we use this text as source for writing histories of Bhakti tradition. For what purpose we are using these hagiographies or religious biographies? To understand the history of Bhakti tradition. And the devotion and the God, it is given by in the one of the poem of the Nainars, and into my veiled body of flesh you come as through it were a temple of God. God, please come to my body, and how you are dwelling in the temple, like that you please come to my body, like that they are and you can read it, and you want to find out what is the relation between human being and God, what they said in this poem, that you want to find out. Then philosophy and Bhakti. What is the philosophy behind the Bhakti movement? Shankara, one of the most influential philosophers of India, was born in Kerala in 8th century. Please underline the philosopher of one of the influential philosopher of India, not only in South India, total India. We are got the influence of Shankara, Sri Shankaracharya. We are calling now, and real name is Shankara, and he born in Kerala. And in which century? 8th century. He was an advocate of Advaita. Please underline Advaita, or the doctrine of oneness of individual soul and the supreme God, which is the ultimate reality. So what is his theory in Advaita? What he is teaching? He is teaching like that the individual soul, each and every person having a soul. That soul is having the oneness with the supreme soul. So supreme God means God's soul and human soul is coming. It is all together. It is one. Then only it is becoming a ultimate reality. If the souls are separated, God's soul it is a different one, human soul is different one, then that is not the reality. And it is there, human soul is there, God's soul is there, and together when it is coming, that time only it is becoming the ultimate reality. Was formless and without any attributes. And what he is saying, the real ultimate reality or ultimate soul, in that what he is saying like that, he taught that the Brahman, the only or ultimate reality, was formless and without any attributes. And he is calling that ultimate reality in the name, what he is calling Brahman. Please underline Brahman, or the ultimate reality. And in that this ultimate reality, it is without any form. There is no special form for that particular Brahman or the ultimate reality, and no attributes. We can't say like it is love, or it is care, or it is colorful, like that. Nothing. He never said like that any attributes to that ultimate reality. He considered the world around us to be an illusion or a maya, and preached renunciation of the world and adoption of path of knowledge to understand the true nature of Brahman and attain salvation. Then he is considering we human beings, we are living, or the around us trees are there, animals are there, all these things he is saying like that Maya. The same concept we can see the one of the mystical poet John the Cruz, and he is also saying that he is a Spanish saint, Spanish poet, and he is a saint in according to Christianity. He is a saint, and saying like that in that particular word in his own language like that neti, that is more or less same Maya and neti means nothing, what we can say big zero or emptiness. That emptiness, that is we can see not only in India, that we can see in abroad also, or European countries also, same idea. So the what we are seeing in this world, that is for time being, or it is a Maya, it will come and go, we can't predict it. And he is saying like that how we can reach to God through renunciation of the world. We can reach to God, or we can overcome the world through the adoption of path of knowledge. So we want to search knowledge, we want to get knowledge, we want to understand the real true nature of the Brahman, to understand God, that is the real knowledge. Like that he is saying, by that attaining knowledge itself, or attaining God, knowledge about God or Brahman, that will give us salvation. Then Ramanuja, born in Tamil Nadu in 11th century, was deeply influenced by Alvars, and he is from Alvars. And according to him, the best means of attaining salvation was through intense devotion to Vishnu. Vishnu is his grace help to the devotee to attain bliss of union with him. Then Ramanuja, that is another one philosopher from South India, and he was the devoter of Lord Vishnu, and he is saying like that how we can reach to God, that with the help of grace of devotee, by we want to show our love and care to Lord Vishnu. He profound the doctrine of Vishnu Advaita, or qualified oneness, in that soul, even when unified with the Supreme God, remained distinct. And he is saying like that, next sentence also afterwards we like, doctrine greatly inspired a new stand of bhakti which developed in North India subsequently. Then Ramanuja, he is saying like that, even though we can see the oneness of soul with God, Supreme God, and human soul, and that oneness, even though it is united, but we can see the God soul that is standing separately or in a distinct way. Even though it is together, one soul, human soul as well as the God soul, it is coming together. In that oneness also, unification also, God's soul, it is standing in a distinct way, like that Ramanuja is seeing. Okay, we'll stop here and we will continue in next video.